Hey, what's up, gang? Keith Yackey here, founder and creator of the Private Money Process, where we teach you what you need to know to raise that dough. And I learned a long while ago from one of my mentors that you don't have a business problem, you have a personal problem showing up in your business. And that is more true now than ever before. One of the greatest gifts I was ever given by my parents is they never let me quit. What do I mean by that? Well, as a kid, you get pumped and excited about sports. I played soccer, I played baseball, I played basketball, I played football, and then I discovered surfing and started surfing and bodyboarding pretty much from like 12 on until competitions and all of that. But early on as a kid, I would start playing soccer, or I'd start the football season, or something would happen and it would get tough. I didn't want to show up to practice. I just wanted to play the games. I liked wearing the uniform. And I was a pretty good athlete growing up, and I just liked playing the games. And so about halfway through the year, when I was tired of the practice, I would tell my parents, I want to quit. I'd rather just go skateboard with my friends. I don't want to show up to do these other things. And my parents would say, absolutely not. No fucking way. And that's what they would say. My parents cussed. Listen, I hated it at the time, but I realized it was probably one of the single greatest gifts they ever gave me in my entire life. As a coach now, I teach people how to raise private money. I teach people how to flip property. I teach people how to do real estate. And this comes up more often than you would expect. People have tried. People try, and people want to quit, and people do quit. But when they come to me and ask me if they can quit and they're down the road and they want their money back or these types of things, it's not because the program doesn't work. It's because they gave up. And when they ask me these things, I tell them unequivocally, I will not let you quit. For the same reason my parents didn't let me quit. See, everything in your life is a habit. Everything that you do is a habit. You look at your life, where your bank account's at, where your friendships are at, your relationship. It's all 100% exactly the way you like it. You say, no, I don't like it. Yeah, you do. If you didn't like it, you would change it, and there would be a different result. But what's interesting is most people quit when things get hard. Now, we won't admit that, because every time we watch Rocky, we go, yeah, that's going to be me. Every time we watch the movie Rudy, we go, yeah, Rudy, go Rudy. But then when we have our Rocky moments and our Rudy moments, we cave. And as a coach to people, to humans, I see their personal issues getting involved in their business life. And I say unequivocally, you cannot quit, or else you can't quit on my watch, or I can't condone that. I can't give up. I won't give up on you. I go the extra mile with every client I possibly can. I go the extra mile that I can. Why? Because I know that what my parents gave me, the we don't quit, Yackies never quit, or if I should do a throwback, Goonies never say die. This is the same exact attitude that a coach should have and hold. Do you need to pivot? I hate that word, only because it makes people sound like they know more about business than they really do. Pivot just means try a different approach, go a different direction, maybe change what you're actually selling or doing. I'll let somebody change their strategy or use different tactics, but I will not let them quit. Greatest gift I ever given was you will never, and my dad would tell me this, and my mom, both of them, because I would try and work one against the other. You know how we were as kids. Hey, Mom, I was talking to Dad about quitting. Yeah, what'd he say? Well, he said no. What do you say? Well, I also say no. And they told me this very line, I will not let you develop the habit of quitting. I will not let you develop the habit of quitting. Everything you want, that you really want, that's worth having, is going to be hard to get and hard to maintain. If anybody's telling you otherwise, somebody gave it to them. They didn't really have to work their ass to get it. If you have a six-pack ab, you know it's hard to get and it's hard to maintain. unless you're a genetic freak and it wasn't that hard to get a heartache. But that's the exception. The problem is sometimes we look at the exceptions and go, oh, that must be the rule. That's not the rule. There might be a 1% to 2% person that got what they wanted easily enough and it wasn't that hard to work for them. Good for them. That's not us. Everything I've wanted, I've had to work my ass off for, and everything I've wanted to maintain and keep and grow, I had to continue to keep that energy and that enthusiasm pouring through even when I didn't feel like it. So I want you to pause and ask yourself, are you worth quitting on? I know your immediate answer would say, no, I won't, but I want you to look back in your life and ask yourself, did I push through? We had a guy by the name of Javier that came into our program. He took longer than anybody in the program to get their first deal that I experienced. But you know what's interesting? He took about the same amount of time to get his first deal as it took me. About 6 to 7 months. 6 to 7 months of trial, error, pushing, letdown, failure, everything under the sky, everything in the book thrown at him. And he got his first deal. I said, Javier, you're probably one of the longer people in this group that's not quit to get this deal, to get your first deal. But I want you to know that's about as long as it took me to get mine. And here I am, 700 plus flips later, 300 plus rentals later, and I have all the war stories, all the scars, all the ups, downs, mistakes. But one thing I was taught young, and I thank the Lord and I thank my parents, I was not allowed to quit. So if you come to me with your story and I say, cool, quit, go on, I must not love you, or I must not care, or I must not give a shit about you, which is pretty rare. Quitting is a disease. Quitting is a habit. Quitting is a disease you give yourself. And it's a habit that most of us have learned. And you know what? Everyone around you who's quit on their dream, their desires, their goals, they'll tell you it's okay. Do you realize that every excuse you make is logical? Every excuse you make is logical. But it doesn't mean you have to believe it. If you've liked this message, if you've resonated with this, share this with a friend. But I want you to spend some time and ask yourself, have I been a quitter? I know you won't classify yourself as that now. But if you really look upon your reflection and where you're at in your life and ask yourself, have I quit? I think you'll find out the answer is most likely yes. And you know what? There's shit I have quit in my life. And that's where I need to go back, pick up the ball and say, I don't care how hard it is. I'm not quitting on this ever again, and I'm going to keep going.